Hey guys, so today this video is mainly a message to this YouTuber named Anti-Logic or Anti-Log. What is Anti-Logic? If you don't know who his channel is, look him up. He is really good at creating very interesting perspectives and not just theories, but just very interesting interpretations of movies and stuff. And he does such a masterful job of creating these interpretations of horror movies. Like just even creates explanations like why does Bagul kill, why does Samara kill, why does Michael Myers kill, why does Jason kill, etc., etc., etc. Um, and this video is actually a response to Saw. Why does Jigsaw kills? And I'm actually and he the way he talked about it, it looked like he didn't have anything to go off with. And I'm going to improve his theory that Billy is alive, because if you watch Dead Silence, I know maybe these two movies are not related, but to be fair, like there's some evidence that's proven. Not only James Wan directed those two movies, but literally he had the Easter egg as Jigsaw in Dead Silence. Excuse me, sorry about that. Literally in Dead Silence, in the end, toward the end of the movie, with all those puppets, it shows in the background. It literally shows Billy in the movie, at Jigsaw, the puppet thing, and so it's proving his theory. So my theory is that Jigsaw, when he was a child, back in like during when Erica Shaw or wherever the lady with obsessed with these puppets are, this lady, he encountered her before, and literally and said it's the loss of his child when his pregnant wife was lost her baby because of a robbery. um so he literally came up to the lady before he commits suicide, and when before he just and that's when he discovered the brain tumor, and that's when he's fucked now. And so now he finally walked up to that place because he heard some rumors about supernatural element stuff to it. So obviously he went to that mansion and trying to find her and talk to her and begged her to please bring his son back. And that's all he want his child back. And Shaw, she will give him this, but in doing so, he has to do something for her. In order to bring life, he must take life. So almost like what he said, like Hellraiser. But another thing, the Philosopher's Stone in Full Metal Alchemist, the only way to give life, you must take life. And so the more Jigsaw takes life and stuff, the more the Billy becomes more alive, became a more like Chucky, except the opposite. The more lives it's been Jigsaw and all his followers taken, the more human it becomes, and all that stuff. So in a way, the child's been reborn, but in this puppet. Um, Honestly, that's a really interesting theory, and I want and proving that theory through that movie, Dead Silence, is actually connected to Saw, and how the fuck that explains who's the ones keep building all these traps for him. Well, there's another group of people that actually are helping Jigsaw, not just his followers. That's help the secret apprentice, whatever, are helping him out, but another specific group of killers are also helping him, which is of course the Collector. Now, in case you're wondering, well, wait a minute, the Collector, he's completely separate. He's a separate character. Well, if you didn't know, the Collector was actually supposed to be a prequel to Saw. And in fact, this is actually supposed to be the Collector. This is supposed to be Jigsaw when he was young. Like, this is what he did during his younger years. Um, and so, what if that the Collector is the one who builds these traps and helping Jigsaw and stuff, and in return, Jigsaw, John Kramer, will help the Collector to help out with all these crazy traps that the Collector had built and stuff. Because all the traps you've seen, dude, he cannot do this all by himself. There's no freaking way. So obviously he has all these Jigsaw's secret apprentices help him out too. And not only that, if you didn't realize, the Collector is actually not one person but two. There are two different people, because if you look, not only it's also through the actors and all that stuff. The first one, it was just a bald guy, like an older guy. Well, the other one is like in his 30s, and he's like a Caucasian guy with brown hair. So it's obviously showing, he's proven that there is two people in these murders. There are two collectors. And that proves more of my theory. And you're probably thinking, well, okay, Eddie, you're being stupid. So that makes no sense. Then if that's the case, why not? How come we don't see them by now? Well, see them together. Well, we did through the very beginning of the movie. So remember that the insect inspector truck thing, or the van, and we literally saw both of them together. We saw that bald guy and we saw that white guy. Both of them were working together. They're both in on it, and they're both were doing the same insect company or bug company, exterminator. In reality, they're not. They're just outlining the house and stuff. So one of them was set up the traps and stuff, while the other one just make sure everything's all hunky dory and stuff. That's who. So the bald guy is the one who captured all these people, while the white guy is the one that stays in the collector's lair and stuff, to ensure everything is nice and tidy, everything is good. And so that house and the second one, that club and all that stuff, was nothing more but a big project that was involved not only these two guys, but Jigsaw's henchmen and stuff. So obvious, and the reason why Jigsaw and the Collector are helping each other out, because Collector, he wants something from Jigsaw, because he knows it's nothing to do with money, but instead not only collaboration, but it's also a supernatural element to this. Because what's the Collector's real motivation? Like, why is he killing all these people? Is because he's obsessed with insects. They both are, actually. They're so obsessed to the point they're literally sewing all their victims and bodies together as these like spider-like humans and stuff. So it's evidence that these two collector guys, they're so obsessed with spiders and insects to the point they want to become these insects. Specifically these spiders. And ironically, spiders, what they do, they trap their victims and stuff. They trap their prey. They lay dormant. They wait and they till the prey stuck in the trap, and they go and it's to snatch it. And ironically, it collects all its prey. It doesn't just straight up kill all of them. It just collects all the specific ones to keep it alive, so they could drain its blood and all that stuff. And then it just depends on these two characters, because these two characters, at least one of them is an anthropologist, or like a guy that's like a professor of insects and stuff, like of science of insects, and all that stuff. So obviously it could be the bald guy for all we know, but also the Caucasian guy. There's not much evidence that he is the guy, but I think he's like the one he's had the same similarity interests, but not to the point where he's obsessed with it, like the bald guy, because the bald guy is obviously very obsessed with the insects. And I'm surprised no one didn't figure this out, that these are two different people. And so that's how the Caucasian guy escaped, is because there's another collector, which is the guy from the very first one, who's pretty much not necessarily the OG, but it's more like Scream, basically, where there's two different people, two different killers doing two different murders and stuff. So that way it make it easier for them to hunt. But that's my theory. So basically the Collector and Jigsaw and Dead Silence are literally both connected to the same universe. And the reason why is the Collectors they're helping out Jigsaw is because so Billy, or whoever that made the puppet Billy, can shockingly transfer their souls and transfer them into a specific body that's like a puppet, but it's like a giant spider-like puppet. Like, literally give them immortality, but make them literally insect-like monsters. I mean, that sounds freaking scary and very cool idea. But I don't know what the creators would do, and I doubt they'll ever make any other sequels. But what is anti-logic? I'm hoping this video actually helps you out with your theories and stuff. And I really hope, and also I really want to see your interpretation of why Slender Man kills. Is because I'm actually creating a series that has Slender Man in the story, but a few other characters are going to be intermingling with each other as well. So I'm hoping you will like that, love this series and stuff that I've been working on. If you want to know more, let me know, and I could send you, we could privately talk to each other and stuff. So that'd be really dope. I'd love to have a conversation with you, man. So, anyways, I just want to talk about my thoughts on his videos and stuff. And I'm really a big fan of his content and stuff. So I'm hoping he watched this. It'd be really dope. But anyways, well, if you guys like this, you know what to do. All right, laters.